descended upon America. Organized crime is sweeping the nation, and hard-working citizens have become targets. And behind all this terror, gangsters. People like Arthur Schultz, Carlton Barron, Kirby Dallard. Nobody can touch them. They make their own rules, ordering their hoods and minions to run riot throughout the city. The police, the district attorneys, the judges, they're all powerless due to fear or more often corruption. And so the mayhem continues. Now the crime wave is threatening to move into our own proud city, New Temperance. It looks as though we will all become the victims of this terrible enemy of the people.
Oh, did you feel those shivers of excitement and nostalgia? If yes, congrats, you're a legend, and if you're still trying to figure out how many pixels are on your screen right now, just sit back and relax, cause you're in for a real treat. What's up, gang? I see you here with something slightly different today, mostly to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the channel. Cheers to that. And what best than playing a bit of Gangster Organized Crime? Gangster Organized Crime is a game that has it all. It has simulation, management, strategy, sandbox, and a touch of RTS, and is a project that has received a lot of love when it was initially released, which was back in 1998. Yep, almost 30 years ago. But as you're about to see, it still stands its ground very, very strongly. We're currently playing version 1.4, so if you feel the itch to go back to this game, don't run to your attic to try to find your old box and the physical copy. With $5.99 USD and a Google search, you can get playing fairly quickly and easily. You can get the game on GOG, Good Old Games, for I think it's $5.99 USD, and then if you just type on Google Gangster Organized Crime patch, you'll get to the 1.4. I think the latest version was released in January 2025, and it makes the game fairly easy to play. Not so much to record, but hey, that's an issue for me to deal with. In this game, you basically build your own story, and that's why I think there will be a fairly strong component of roleplay. Most of it will be coming from the game itself, and I'm just gonna add touches here and there as we go along. So let's jump straight into a new game. So in this game you are a gang leader, and basically in our story we're gonna start from literally almost nothing and try to see where we're gonna go. I did a game run, which is why you have this Lena Mantis Krakovich right there. This is not the characters that we will be playing with, so let me modify all that and I get back to you in a sec. Alright, let me introduce you to our gang leader, Richard Ice LeBourgeois. So Richard is an immigrant from Western Europe, hence the accent, and don't expect any apology here. He's immigrated to the United States. He has a rough upbringing, fairly violent. He doesn't have a lot of money with him, and then he's moved from Europe to the US with one of his childhood friend, who is kind of his lieutenant for life. And together they're trying to make a name for themselves in the city of New Temperance. The nickname is Ice, mostly because Richard is known to love good ice cold beer. As far as the color of our gang goes, so I did play my test run with the blue color. Yeah, I'm not gonna go with blue in that one. The game spawns you with red, so let's not go with red because we are no ships, right? We are no ships. Please like and subscribe. So we're going with, I think we're gonna go with orange because I'm on fire. Alright, perfect. We've got our character here. We're gonna go into the game options. I'm gonna restore default real quick. I'm gonna max out the screen resolution. The economy, we're gonna go with weak. Now, I don't think money is gonna be a challenge, even in weak, but it's gonna force us to be very careful about the decisions that we're making. So that's, yeah, that's good. Opponents, I'm not gonna go with all of them aggressive, so you're basically fighting against 3 rival gangs in this game. I'm not gonna go with aggressive, I'm gonna go with random, so hopefully we have a good mix of those 3 different type of behavior. And then as far as money goes, so same thing, we're coming in to the US with very little money. We're starting with 6 hoods, which we're gonna go over that. The hoods are actually your gangsters, your gang members, and we're starting with only 1 business, which gonna be basically the place where we live. So with that, we're all set. We're playing a normal game. Scenarios and short game might be coming in future seasons if there is some enthusiasm about the game. But for now, New Temperance, here we come.
We've certainly got them scared down there in New Temperance. But what are you waiting for? This city is virgin territory, so get out there and take control. Do it your own way. But remember, real power is never given, it's taken.
We will follow the advice of the old man. If we made it that far in this carrier line, I think we can trust him somehow. But it looks like all the gloves are off in New Temperance. As I'm looking at the diplomacy pop-up window here, we've got the leaders of our 3 enemy gangs. I mean enemy rival gangs, let's say. Shadow is leading the red gang, and we are at peace with them. That's great. Babyface leading the green gang. We have a ceasefire in place at the moment, and Hop Toad looks like it's our usual childhood bully here, being aggressive from day one. Alright, let's get that out of the way, and I am going to go into settings right away and lower down the music for your hearing pleasure and mine. Yes, that's much better. So, this is a gang organizer. You need to look at it a bit as kind of a book with 2 pages. So let's say if you look at those tabs here, those has a different section of your book, and like here in the middle is some sections we're gonna look at them on a 2-page book, and some of them like a 1-page book. I'm gonna spend the next 10 minutes or so going over the different tabs, going over the basic of the game before really getting into the planning. So feel free to check the time marks below if you know about the game and you want to jump straight into the action. I mentioned a book, so let's not read it as a book and start from right to left. So we have our options here, we're all set, and then the next is gonna be our city maps, and these are gonna be the maps of our city, New Temperance, which as you can see is quite big. This is the high-level view that we can get of the city. This is about the city center. As you can see, there is a river crossing the city, which is going to create some kind of natural choke points around those big avenues. Those 4 lines, black lines everywhere, are trams lines, and those big avenues are kind of dividing those big districts, which are themselves composed of individual blocks. So that's what we can see. So as you can see, it's quite a huge city. and yeah, it's gonna be so great. So what are those different blocks? You have different type of blocks. The first type of blocks that you have are residential. Residential, it's basically just a group of apartment building where people are living. The second type of building are our commercial. Our commercial buildings are just shops and businesses, which again you can interact with. The third type of building is industrial. So that's where you're going to find your factories, and again you can have a number of interactions with them. And then you have what I'm going to call special buildings, for lack of a better word. So those are buildings or blocks where you can see a different icons in there. So for instance, here we have a department store, here we have a bank, here we have a church, here we have a school, this is a fire department, hospital, here we have the police station, the FBI headquarters, and so on and so forth. Again, you can interact differently with all those type of buildings. So that's for your, let's say, your very high level view. Then from the map you can go into your rooftop view. Your rooftop view is going to give you a zoomed in view of a specific area of town. And so if I go at a junction here, there we go. So you have your big avenues there, and then you have your individual little blocks. If I'm looking at a residential, it's a tenement block. All those squares are a tenement block. But if I go into a commercial area, I can see that each little square within the block is a different type of business. And we're going to come back to that. And you can do different things with your different businesses. All those businesses are legal fronts, which are required if you want then set up illegal fronts. But we're gonna get to that a bit later. So that's for your rooftop view. There is one street view, but it's only available during the RTS phase of the game, so we will see that later. There are a ton more icons that you can activate and deactivate at your leisure that provide you with a lot of information about the city, what is happening and what has happened. But we're gonna get into that when we get into the planning. So next tab is gonna be our graph tab, where on a weekly basis we're gonna be able to see stats for the 4 gangs. So here is the overall power rating. So everybody starts at 25%, and then the total, the sum of this power rating is always 100. So if one gang gains power, another gang loses power. Then we're going to look at our assets. So we all start with about 9k, which has been invested into territory. So everybody starts with one building. Again, we'll go back to the map and look at that when we start the actual play. Then we have our manpower. Everybody starts with 7 hoods. And then we have our gang loyalty. We're lucky, for some reason we start with a higher gang loyalty. That's important, because if I was Mr. Underwood right there, the blue gang, I would be fairly concerned about my guys just taking some money on the side from me. Then we're gonna look at crimes, if some type of crimes are committed, which will lead to some suspicion. The higher your suspicion, the bigger risk you have to get arrested. Now, that opens up how do we win the game. So I'm gonna tell you how we can lose the game. We lose the game if we die. We lose the game if we go bankrupt, and we lose the game if we are sent to prison. So how do we win the game? We win the game by killing all the other gangs. We win the game by being elected mayor and having the favor of the population in the city. And we win the game, or we win the game by going straight and saying fuck it to the entire illegal way of life. Unlikely to happen. So those are for the graph section. Then we are back into our newspaper, the New Temperance Tribune, not our newspaper, but the city's newspaper. On a weekly basis, we're gonna have some catchy headlines as well as some level of intels on what has happened the week prior. And by now I've mentioned weeks a couple of times, and so basically the game phases are divided into weeks. Monday to Friday is your working week, is where everything that you've planned is actually happening, where interaction with other gangs are happening, where the city comes to life. And then during the weekend you look back at what happened. The city kind of shut down, you know, because quality of life is important, and you can then look at what happened as well as plan your next move. So this new Temperance Tribune is issued on a weekly basis. It's going to provide us some level of intel. Moving to the left again, we have our diplomatic tab. So here, this is us and our crew that we're going to be looking at a bit later. So here you can see for the first time we have a tab that divides the pages into two. We're going to be focusing on the left part for right now. And here you can get some interesting information and intel about the other rival gangs. So here we see Annalyn Chamberlain, nicknamed Shadow, which I find it awesome to have a woman gangs leader. She is currently at peace with us. We are at peace with her. That works well for us. We could look at her crew, but I'm not going to do it right now. Then the Green Gang, this little baby face of Siegfried Jorgens, looks a bit like a dick if you ask me, but that's alright. We have a ceasefire with him, going both ways, so that's alright. We're gonna need to keep an eye on this dude. And then we have the Blue Gang with Ian Underwood, Hobtoad. Looks like a smartass, looks like a bully. We're not fully at war with them yet, but we're starting fairly aggressive. I'm gonna, tune it down a notch. I'm gonna put us on ceasefire, just so my guys are not looking for too much trouble with the Blue Gang if we came to cross them. And then we have your unattached gangsters. So obviously right now we don't know of any, but if you have gangsters that have been fired from other gangs or just not being employed, you may be able to track them through this little tab here. And then you have your three snitches, which can provide you with information about the other gangs. Except right now Johannes here doesn't know shit about anybody. That's probably because we're not even into week 1 yet. And as well, they can provide us information on unattached gangsters. And right now Johannes has information about one available gangsters. Again, gangsters are called Hood in this game. And yeah, for 56 bucks out of our 3,000. We'll come back to that later. That was for the diplomatic tab. Lawyers, we don't have any at the moment. Even without any lawyer, we're going to be able to see gangsters that are part of the most wanted list. Once we hire a lawyer, we can then have more interactions. Basically, our lawyer will help us to get our guys out of trouble with the law and are going to help us bribe different type of people around as the need arises. Accountant, same thing. We don't have an accountant right now. We'll hire one within probably the first month. But even without an accountant, we have access to this kind of balance sheet. So we have a legal business right now that is bringing us 289 bucks. We have an illegal business that is bringing us negative 110 bucks. And then on top of that, we have the wages, which lead us to a very good profit of minus 531 US dollars. Yeah, but we'll remedy to that, get that in the positive quite quick. Obviously, no profit, no taxes due, no taxes paid, no risky money. That's gonna change. We're gonna need to be mindful of that. And right now we have a total wealth of 9,094. That's for the accountant tab. And the last tab, again, a 2-pager, where you can see here currently I have the map of the city, and then here I have Joe Rancher Fu, our lieutenant that immigrated with us from Western Europe, and so usually your starting lieutenant are not great. So let's see what rancher looks like. So there you go. Every hood, every individual in this game has a set of 11 skills, traits, call it as you wish. Most of them are important for specific job. One of them is important for every job, that's intelligence. If we get a dumb hood, we could potentially be in trouble. So as you can see here, a rancher is quite good in intelligence and organization, which is important to be a lieutenant, because basically in this game you do not control your individual gangsters. You give order to your lieutenant, and then your lieutenant are gonna then decide how to best make those orders happen with the different teams that you allocate to them. So obviously the less smart and organized your lieutenant here is, the more challenging it's going to be for those tasks to be completed. You don't have an infinite amount of tasks that you can complete in a week. Right now it's a two-man team. We have Goose right there, which is quite good with fists and intimidation, which is great for a start, but not very smart. Let's say average smart. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna insult our little Goose right here. I don't want him to be upset. But yeah. So we have two guys. I can give them some orders. We're gonna go into the order tab right now. Right there, you have 4 different categories of order that you can give to your hoods: business order, personnel order, minor crimes, and violent crimes. And then for each type, each category of order, you can then have different subcategories of order to give. When you give an order, like let's say I'm asking, I don't know, my guys to explore this area, and I'm allocating two gangsters to do it. Boom. You can see just doing this little task of exploring 2 hoods, which granted looks to be our headquarters here, so quite far out, but it's gonna take them a better part of a week. And because Joe Rancher here is quite smart, he's fairly reliable. Now I can allocate cars and guns to my lieutenant's team. If I start with 1 car here, if I allocate 1 car, then they can complete more tasks. Now this is always an estimate, right? It's never gonna be I'm gonna cancel that. It's never gonna be fully accurate. Sometimes they will run out of time, and if they get into trouble, then they won't be able to complete all the tasks. So we're gonna have to be careful with that. So from the orders to the city view, we're gonna be able to give orders. We can also manage our pool of gangsters. So we start with an additional 3. We will see that when we start the game. We start with some guns as well: 5 pistols and 3 dynamites. As we saw, we start with a car. So yeah, you can here manage a lot of your gang activities from this tab alone. And then next to the order, you have the reports. On a weekly basis, we're gonna get reports on what has happened, and again, we're gonna go over that. So that's your gang organizer, basically, in a nutshell. It goes a lot more into depth, but it's gonna be so much more fun to learn while we're playing. So we're gonna welcome anyone that has jumped to this time mark right now, and we're gonna start again on our map, looking at our headquarters. There we go. Alright, so we're starting right here, the bottom right corner of the city. So basically you've got 4 gangs, right? This is the middle of the city at the river right there. We're gonna have basically 1 gang in each corner of the city. We cannot see where they are right now, but I'm sure we're gonna come into view, into contact with them fairly soon. Now, they can be located, their headquarters can be located anywhere in those quarter of city, and our objective is gonna be to find them and then kill the gang leader. I mean, that's gonna be one of our objectives. So we are here in fairly residential areas. Those dark blocks I know are all residential. The lighter one are commercial. That's not a great starting position. We're fairly exposed. We're like by a big avenue here. So if a gang was just gonna, you know, like if a gangster from a rival gang was just gonna walk by here, investigate, find me, and I could be killed in no time. Fairly easy. I would have preferred to be lost in the blocks there, but doesn't matter. We will get our way. We will protect our butts here. Shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so what do I want to do? Basically, I can show you here my territory. We only have one block. If I go into the rooftop view, that block is here. Our tenement block is run by our dude Hans Mountain Reisberg, which has 4 in business, so that's pretty good. We're paying him 96 bucks a week, and we are in control of this place, obviously. And this place is actually making a profit of $289 and has a total value of 3,400 bucks. Now, Mountain here is in charge of the legal part. He's basically managing all the tenants of the building. In the middle, we have ICE. We have us, right? And this is not generating any value, but basically, as I was telling you earlier, you need a legal front, which is the management of tenants, to then be able to operate the back. So, one of our hood is allocated to this. Nothing much we can do about that. Okay, let's go back up. We wanna expand our territory, start extorting, start getting some money flowing in, and to do that, I'm gonna look at my crew. So we know that Rancher already has Goose with him. We're not gonna get too attached to Goose. We're gonna get attached a bit to Rancher, obviously. Goose not so much, because a lot of our gangsters are gonna die. Whoa, excuse me. Look at the teeth chop. Holy smoke. So not the smartest, but quite smart. Extremely good in organization, so a good lieutenant. Very good in intimidation. 2 stairs is not amazing. Okay, for now, teeth. I'm gonna put you under Rancher, but we might change that. Hinky Dink. Average dude. Is good with gun, but I'm not good. Ooh, very good with fist. Okay at intimidation. This is a great starting crew. Stonewall here is fairly solid. So Rancher, you better don't fuck it up, because yeah, we need to keep them alive if we can. And once we have more dudes, I'm gonna promote the teeth to be one of our lieutenants. All right. So, talking about more dude, one of the first tasks that we're gonna give under personal orders is to recruit. Now, when you click on a task to give to your lieutenant, whenever this task can be accomplished on the map, it's gonna show in a blue square. So anywhere that is highlighted in blue, it's gonna be a good place to recruit. Now, when it highlights the whole block in blue, it doesn't mean that they're gonna have to recruit in every shop, right? What it means is, where can I recruit here? I can't recruit here. Yes, I should be. Oh, that's a tenement. No, that's a commercial. Oh yeah. So if I go here, once I've selected it, I can see that he's actually gonna go and recruit in the pool hall. Here, I have another pool hall, and here I have a gym. So our guys are gonna go in there, talk to folks, and hopefully be able to recruit some dudes. Now, at the beginning, because I don't know where territories are, I'm gonna try to send my recruiting team as far as possible, because the first week is usually fairly quiet. So we're going to be looking for areas to recruit. Maybe over here. Yes, 2, 4, 6 blocks where we can recruit. Oh. You know what? I've just changed my mind. Let's cancel this. We're going to take our little chub here. No. It's going to be rancher. Because it's intelligence that matters. Okay, never mind. Let's go. Why don't I have any music right now? Let's go. Yeah, it's an old game, right? So sometimes it gets a bit buggy. Okay, recruit. So we're gonna ask Joe to send one of his dude, hopefully the smartest dude in the bag, to do some recruiting here. So I'm highlighting a lot of places. I don't think he's gonna be able to hit them all. Let's see.
I can only do
right.
much.
So what it tells me is that I'm asking too much and he can only do those 3. Nope. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna give them a car. And then I'm gonna go with a more reasonable, we're just gonna go for those 4s. Can he do it? Yes. Now I'm gonna modify that order. Can it include the dock? This special building, the dock, is well known to have a lot of recruits available. Yes, he can do it. We want to load him up more? No, I think he's fine with that. Okay, so that's recruitment taken care of. We're coming back to our HQ and we're gonna look at expanding our territory. Now, you see when it's black little squares, it's residential, and when it's white, it's commercial. But I'm gonna, yes, you see, so this is slightly, you're gonna get used to it. For me it's a little bit more obvious because I've played the game. And I'm gonna start by extorting, nope, not the residential, we're gonna start by extorting some commercial building here. Alright, can one guy do all of this? No. Just that? No, don't do that. We're gonna do that. Can you do that? Yes. So we're gonna have one guy do this, and it's gonna make sense why I'm extorting commercial business first. Then we're gonna start protecting our territory, and even if it's residential, I don't really care. We're gonna grab this area here, and we're gonna grab this area here. I want to be in control of this junction ASAP, and one guy can do it because it's fairly close, and it's also, he needs to talk to only one guy for every block here, while the dude that is going to take care of this area needs to talk to 8 or 9 guys per block, so it takes a lot more time. The team is about half busy, and oh, they're gonna get busy during the first week, let me tell you that. Now, I could either extort some more, or I could try to find a place to raid and try to get a little bit more cash. Now, I'm not gonna go and raid a department store or the bank or anything like that, because it's gonna raise too much suspicion. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. But if I look at the land value, I can see that here we've got some higher value land. Now, I'm not dumb. I'm not gonna raid anything that I want to be part of my territory. So I'm gonna go over here. Let's see what we have in this area here. Doctors, a hotel, okay. That's a cafe, not great. I'm just looking, right? Convenience store. Convenience store could have some money. Watchmakers. Do we have like a jewelry anywhere? No. That's a large hotel. Okay, let's go and we're gonna raid the convenience store here. Okay, just gonna send one guy, and he's gonna raid this place. By the time our territory get to this, they would have forgotten about us, so we should be fine. So I have now given 3 type of orders to 3 of my dudes. I have 5 of them in my lieutenant squad here, so we're going to get rid of the value, or are we? If I have 2 more dude, I'm gonna do some more extortion of businesses here. Let's see land value. This one is gonna bring in a good amount of money. And can he do 3? Okay, he can. Perfect. And then we're gonna do our last order is gonna be another recruitment order, I think. Yep. We're gonna go. Where are we gonna go and recruit? We're gonna go and recruit. Can you read this in 1 week? Yes. All right. The pie is almost full, but we have all our orders in for the first week. And yeah, before we jump right in, you see with the land value overlay, this is where the big bucks are. But this is gonna be like seriously contested territory. Yeah, this is not a great best start because we're gonna be exposed quite quickly. But I think it fits very well with our story, right? Obviously, as immigrants, we wouldn't have had enough cash with us to like get a headquarter in the city center or you know in more premium area of town. It's a quiet start. We're gonna be able to get our business going. I want to take the entire area here ASAP. I think we're gonna start to have contested territory fairly quickly with whatever gang is in this area of town. Yeah, but I want to control those 2 checkpoints to be able to fight off any gang coming from the north and be able to focus on the one coming from the west. That's gonna be the long-term strategy, but a lot of intermediary steps to cover in between. Let's start with our first week. Alright, and welcome to the city street. I'm not gonna pause. You can see the clock here, it's Monday, the time is advancing. Those dudes leaving are our squad, our gangsters. They're leaving for their different jobs. So as you can see, we can easily identify them. This is our car. None of our gangsters need it. Also, I would have thought that our recruitment dude would have taken it, but hey, we're gonna trust Rancher on this one. Here is the tramway line, the big avenues. Here is a little tram, fairly cute. And as you can see, the city truly came to life. You've got people walking around, you've got activities going on, people going around their day, and everybody can play a role in this game. So if I was to, let's say, raid this gym right here, this guy could rat me out because he would be a witness. So yeah, pretty exciting. So let's go back to our headquarters. Yeah, so as you get fairly innocent building, and that's because the core of our activity is hidden right in the middle. So we're gonna start. What can you do during this week? You can influence a little bit what your hoods are gonna do. You can react to events that are occurring. Let's say if one of your gang members spots another gang member, you'll get an alert for that. Hopefully that will happen at some point in the week, but not too early, because if I go to city view, right, and as you've noticed, all my crew exited from our headquarters, and that's the case for everybody else. Every other gang on day 1 of the week, they leave their headquarters. So if by the end of Monday I'm already seeing rival gang members around my area, This smells trouble. Alright. Back to the city view. We're gonna follow our guys. So that's one of the things that you can do. So let's see where Rancher is at. So Rancher is out recruiting. So he's got quite a long way, and I think he likes walking. So, you know, he didn't want to take the car. We're gonna be able to follow him in that little window. And then I want to go with another type of job. So Chubb is currently extorting some businesses. Yeah, he's just coming out there. We're gonna follow him, and that's one of the great things that you can do in this game, is simply follow your dude, and you can even drag those windows to have a kind of
Nice place. You ought to keep it insured.
Okay.
haha, nice job, Chubb. And I mean, the voice acting is amazing in this game. But yes, you can you know, pull that window out and kind of automatically follow your guy, and then that's how you keep track of the different job happening around here.
Nice. You want to keep it that way?
All right. Okay.
And if the guys refuse to pay, the voice acting is going to change, which is pretty cool. I'm struggling a bit with. I have some mouse sensitivity flipping issue here. Okay, you know what, Chubb? You're dismissed for now. Alright. Mr. Fu here, keep walking, getting in a very busy part of town. We're not going to usually spend our week in street view. We're going to actually spend it in rooftop view, because here you can see, so Rancher is walking toward a blue dot, which is a cop. And we haven't spoken about the cops yet, but they are the most powerful gang in town. They have unlimited resources. They are very aggressive, and they are ruthless. But they can be bribed. So as you can see, Rancher is making his way up. I can speed the game up to 5 times. I'm not gonna do that so much. Oh, we are recruiting. Okay, hopefully successful. But that's fine. Oh yeah, because he's recruiting in the town center. And sometimes your hood won't get out of a building if they get in trouble. Alright, we got our first message, which is I spot something message right there. So we have Rancher, which is our guy. Actually, I'm gonna pause, because we're gonna see if we can locate that dude. No, he has already disappeared, but Rinaldi Gloves Bertini was spotted. Now, if I go to the city plan, I'm in the city center. It's middle of Wednesday. Of course, I'm going to expect to see other gangsters there. And the good thing is, he saw him and nothing happened. So we're good with that. Alright, let's resume. That was really more to show you guys. I'm not going to pause the game that much, because it's not really useful, you see. You can't really react a lot to what's going on once your orders are placed. I'm going to show you what you can do with your dudes. Where is he? Oh, we've seen another guy. Let's try to pause again. Go back to rooftop view. Yes, you see the green dot here? Right there. Yes. I think it's the same dude. And yeah, you can see. Okay, let me unpause. He's walking there. Mr. Rinaldi Bertini. And I'm spotting a lot of folks now. Oh, we're spotting a blue guy. Blue gang. Now, those blue gangs are aggressive. Who is probably raiding the place? This bastard. Now, is it in the same area of town? Yeah, I think so, right? Is it? Oh, no. Okay, so it's full west. So we were recruiting there. So blue might be here, which you know, not great, because they're the most aggressive, but we should be able to take care of them when time comes. If we go to the city center, let's go to the police station. That's the police station. You see a lot of blue here. We have the headquarters of the FBI. Those are not FBI agents in the blue dots here. Those are normal cops, which are guarding the building. You see some of them have rifles, some of them have no weapons, and then in dark blue you have FBI agents. FBI agents don't care too much about your crimes. They care a lot about your illegal businesses, and they will try to come and hunt down all your illegal businesses. All right. We can also bring up our territory here, which hasn't moved yet because the week is not complete. But as we grow, we're going to be able to do more and more. And now we can check what are the other ongoing. So we have some more extorting still ongoing. So we've reached the commercial area. It's Wednesday. It's the end of the week. Towards the end of the week, so we are attacking the second part. Now the good thing is that we haven't spotted any rival gang in our area of the city, which is not that surprising because we are a bit far out. But what that means is that we should be able to establish our initial territory without too much fight, which is great. Another great overlay that you can bring is the recent events. If I put the recent event tab and anything major has happened in the city, I'm gonna be able to see it. But right now it's week 1, so nothing has really happened. Now, talking about nothing happening, I'm gonna keep that little window open because I want to see when they are raiding, because I want to follow that. We're gonna follow that red live. So the other actions that you can give: raiding convenience store. Let's go. Who is doing it? Oh, it's Rancher. Let's go, Rancher. Our best lieutenant. Let's go into street views here, and we're gonna follow him. I'm actually gonna bring that one like this. Perfect. So I can actually give some orders to Rancher right there. Here I can bring up his stats, so I see that he's very intelligent. Let's see how this raid goes. But I can also give him some action, I think, but not from this window. Okay, I'm gonna show you. So not from the small window, but I can actually give him orders from here. I can ask him to kill someone, assault someone, tail someone if I want to follow a rival gangster, go to some places, and then flee. Because they have no weapon right now, I like them to flee, and they have no weapons because usually when they get attacked, if they get attacked, they will fight back. And if the cops are around when they start fighting back, the cops are gonna go for their asses, and I don't want that to happen. Alright, where is this convenience store? You can also turn around. There we go. Turn the view 180 degree, which is quite cool to keep good visibility of what's going on. And here I have 2 gangsters that are returning to base. So they've completed their jobs, and what's great with that is, oh, Rush is returning to base here, is that once they return to base, they're gonna be helpful with the with guarding my headquarters, because right now all my gangs are out. So if I go into rooftop view please, thank you, and I double click here, you will see that the security is low because I have nobody there. So Richard LeBourgeois is at risk as Rush is running across the street, coming back to the headquarters, looking for the door, I guess. Getting in. All right. So now we have one more hood. Who can somehow help to protect us if there is an issue. Oh, raid ongoing. Flippy neck. We missed it. Damn. Okay, let's see if he comes out. Let's see if we hear any banging noise, any punching noise. But again, week 1, I'm attacking a small building. We should be fine. And as you can see, it's Friday afternoon. So a week is about 10 minutes in real time. And each episode of this Let's Play is gonna be about 4 weeks. But I'm gonna speed up the time at some point. I'm gonna do some work in the background. I'm looking at every episode being about 45 minutes to an hour, as we are looking at Rancher exiting the building, returning to base. It's a bit concerning that we still have recruiting. Yeah, no current order. Recruiting a hood still ongoing and extorting still ongoing. And we're coming very close from the end of the week. But yeah, so I'm looking at doing episodes between 45 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna try not to go overboard, but this game is so cool that you can get into it quite a lot. Alright, those are the last ticks of the week. And looks like we have 2 orders that won't be completed this week. Yeah, week 1 has ended. Alright, and diplomacy update. Jorgens, which I think is Babyface, is at like full-on flipping war, and Underwood moved from aggressive to flipping war. So if we go straight away to diplomacy, Underwood war, and Babyface war, which is not necessarily what I was expecting, but those fuckers usually equip their gangsters with weapons. So, yeah, that's not amazing. Alright, back to the newspaper. Crime in America has doubled. Illegal liquor has doubled the mobsters in every city. The game is happening in the prohibition era. You won't find any bars, or not any legal one. And yeah, so as you can see, one of the tabs, the charitable acts, has opened up. So Elliot Gerlach appeals for funds to raise the quality of life around the district of Seminary Street. We're gonna try to find Seminary Street, and if it's close to our territory, we may want to see if we want to invest in there. Let's look at the graphs. We went up in power, and quite significantly at that, so everybody else is going down. That's cool. Assets, yes. Green lost some assets. I'm not sure how that can happen unless your territory is losing value. Yeah, because the value is changing over time. All right, territory control. We made a big jump. Wow. Okay, so first 3 reports were in the lead, right? Yeah, everybody relax. It's week 1. I can tell you it's not gonna stay like that. Manpower, we haven't recruited anybody else yet. Gang loyalty, we're still high up. That's great. Crimes, we have committed a crime. Now, the question is, did it lead to suspicion? A tiny bit of suspicion. So, okay, we might want to be a bit careful here. Nobody in the most wanted. I think the week has been pretty quiet. Let's look at the recent event, but it doesn't look like there has been any death or anything like that. Yep, that's the place we robbed, the convenience store. So looks like we are the only ones that robbed. But hey, nobody died. We like those kind of non-violent crimes to get us on the right foot. And look at this. Right away, we moved to 2,800 revenue in illegal. We stayed at 250 legal. Hopefully that's going to change. Our wages haven't moved yet. But we have a total of $3,000 in revenue for a profit of $2,300 and $476 in tax. For now, we're going to pay all of our taxes. Later, not so much. We've actually accumulated $250 of risky money, which I'm going to assume is what we robbed from the convenience store. But we'll see that in a minute. And then our total wealth is now at 10.7k. So we want to see our territory, and indeed it has expanded quite a lot. Now, if you wonder why, I didn't just extort around my headquarters. It's because here, this tenement block, they are paying me $40 a week. The entire block is giving me $40. While here, the dressmaker is paying me 40. The bakery where is paying me 40. The grocery store is paying me 40. And if we go to higher value land, like here, the bank is paying me flipping $180 a week. So that's gonna get us rolling nice. So yes, that's why I went for commercial. Obviously, again, I am protecting my headquarters a little bit, right, by creating a safe zone around it. But yeah, progress. That was a very good first week. That's amazing. We're gonna keep looking at the report before we close down the episode. You see, I was already ready to go into the second week. That's how good this game is. So, last week order. Extortion jobs, we already know. They were all completed. Recruitment completed. That's amazing. Recruitment completed. Amazing as well. Extort, we know. Oh, okay. So, convenience store. We got almost $500. That's not bad. Extort completed. Okay. I walk back what I said earlier. We actually completed everything. Now, we know we saw Bertini. And what was Bertini doing? So we saw him in those two blocks, and if you want, we can zoom in. He was seen here, lawyer. He was probably out on a recruiting job. This little fucker. Okay. Vincent Flowers. I'm not going to call him Gemstone. I'm going to call him Flowers. So this is where I saw the blue gang. So my suspicion is that the blue gang is in this area. Ladies wear, yeah. So, I mean, maybe there are. I think he was extorting. So he's part of the blue gang. We are on the west side of the city, so we're probably gonna have to fight them fairly soon. And I'm gonna have to decide where this fight is happening, if I can. All right, and recruitment. We have recruited all those hoods. Looking at how much they cost, we didn't get the smartest dude in the block. This one being the most expensive is actually very good. Pittsburgh. He's gonna head. I don't know what he's gonna head, but he's gonna. No, he's not. He's not gonna be a lieutenant. But yeah, not amazing. And then we go down 2 stars, a star and a half. Chain gang here. Yeah. All right. We're gonna see that in the next episode. The music has stopped again. I'm gonna see what's up with that. Yeah, because it's working. I like the third section. The third selection. Yes. I see you checking out for this week. Hope you enjoyed this first episode, guys. And I'll see you in episode 1 that is actually releasing right now.